welcome. This is our first best of 3 of today. It's going to be Archives on the blue side up against Team Flash on the red side. Let's just jump right into it, right? Eterna, first thoughts, first ideas. I mean, it looks like they're going for a traditional starter here on both the purple, both on the orange buff.
Yeah. It's orange, not purple.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I just got to remind myself that a few times. But yeah, I completely agree with you here. They're going for the traditional rotations. But one of the things that I really wanted to, take a look at in a little bit more detail are their choices of emblems as well as spells. And, oh, it looks like Jay already receiving a lot of damage here in that mid side. It looks like we mentioned, Archives, they want to be able to control that river to rotate to those side lanes.
Interesting. Lord JM going up against Vex so far in this 1v1. It's very unlike that Vex should die here. Oh no, the gank's coming in. Spider Miles, he's flicking forward. He's also caught latency as well. He can get with the Shadow Strikes more than enough. He doesn't have the mana. Oh, Yon, he should have this no problem. Kyrie showing what he has got, looking for the trade back, and we've only lost 2 battle spells in the meantime for either side.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade, a mid laner for an EXP laner. So since no objectives are going to be popping up in right now, it does seem like perhaps Archive's going to have a little bit more momentum in those side lanes as well. And if we're talking about that Glue matchup with the Arlet, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good for Glue so far, but I mean, Vex is technically down. Let's see how the mid lane rotation is going to affect Kyrie as well as Shocker as both start moving backwards. And this is the very Singaporean style that I was expecting to see. Nothing much to happen in the early game, just waiting for those level 4s and really playing a lot more around the gold-centric side of the map.
Like we mentioned before, emblems quite traditional here, but both of these teams are going to be centering around the next objective with the turtle. But this is a 4v3 situation. Oh,
the Bloody Hunt onto Kyrie already. He tries to puncture in, tries to go for the 50-50, doesn't make it happen, still falls, but the kill will be going over to Spider Miles. Unfortunately, the rest of his team just not in position to really help them out, and Archives continuing to just be centralized on that bottom side.
Quick Calculated is the name of the game here for Archives, and you can see that just being able to be put through towards these objectives, a kill as well as an objective, and that's going to be a 600 gold lead for them in the first 2 minutes of the game. What they need to do now is try and help Sumpak here go in for more objectives, try to go for more turrets, and they're just going to be able to snowball. Team Flash, they need to find a solution.
I mean, I think Team Flash is playing to their strengths. They're making sure that the gold side usually is going to be fine, but now it's all about mid lane control because so far Archives have been rotating just quicker, faster each and every time. And look at how far Shaka has to sit backwards, even using the Astro Echo Vex. He walks up forward, grab, unable to pull anybody into the right position. But however, Latency might have made a mistake. Quick fingers, both flickering out. Vex nearly locking him down.
Yeah, beautiful save by Spider Miles. And that is the Matilda for you. We don't see Matilda too often in this current meta, but when we do, you see the impact that she has in the game. So quick to maneuver around these team fights, and that actually is going to help Archives, who, quote-unquote, doesn't have too much mobility or high ground in the sense in terms of their composition.
And now, because of that mid-trade, they transition to the top side. Archives respond beautifully here, even calling Kaizen just to make sure that nobody else is really going to start messing with that top side. They've got priority, but I don't know how long it's going to last. As Lord JM is making sure that he's keeping tabs on the enemy jungler.
Right now, I like this, right? Because Archives, very early game-centric composition, that's what they're going for, but Team Flash, they can actually slow things down a bit. That is the beauty of the Franco and the Novaria combo wombo, right? They can go for pickoffs, but it seems like they're going to go for another team fight here around this turtle. Is this wise?
Well, I mean, the marksmen have already transitioned, and now the EXP laners are running up towards that mid lane. Lord JM is going to reach first, which means Flash is going to take a step back. It's a 50-50 between Kaizen and Kyrie, but unfortunately, if he's a level down, he's still going to try anyway, get lured into the trap. Thorn Rose enough the iframes to try and get out of there, but it's still going to fall into the hands of Archives. We see Lancelot fall down as Vex is trying to look for an opportunity to pull somebody out of position, but with no damage, and more importantly, West Mode on the opposite side of the map. Team Flash, they back away.
Yeah, not a great game for Kyrie so far, right? 2 times he's gone for objectives, 2 times he's actually died, but Jace goes in.
Beautiful Bloody Hunt instantly wanting to capitalize on the lack of members and reinforcements as Archive now looking to trade backwards. Jay and West Mode are able to walk away scot-free at the cost of 1 battle spell and nearly picking off Spider Miles at the same time.
Okay, in a sense, you can say that Team Flash is kind of trying to trade back, right? They do get a kill on the bottom side. It isn't going to propel them as far as Archives Esports right now, who are standing at a 1,000 gold lead here in the 5th minute of the game. They are going too much onto these objectives, on these team fights. Honestly, if I were Team Flash with the composition that was given to me, I would go for more picks.
I mean, it's tough. It feels really, really tough to say just go for picks, right? Because I feel like Jay has been monitored all the time. 24 hours surveillance so far because Spider Miles is making sure that he matches him every single time. Looks for these off-tempo plays once in a while, but generally keeping his eyes very closely on Jay's movements. Now, another thing that we haven't really talked about is the fact that there is quite the level lead. Jay now getting suppressed, locked into place. A stolen Bloody Hunt. Nicely done by Lacency as he's going to continue his movement up towards the top side of the map.
That's brutal. That's brutal here. It looks like Team Flash are going to go for a trade here on the top side, but Lord JM, they won't let that go without a fight here. 2v1 situation. Vex?
He should be fine here. Does he have the split? Yes, he does have the split. He's going to channel it now. However, just getting locked into place and making sure that even Novaria cannot get him out of there. Probably should have channeled it earlier. Probably should have used that flicker, but these are very expensive resources getting taken away by Team Flash.
And with that in mind, right, that's the next turtle. That's the next objective that both these teams are going to go for. Look at this. Kyrie is actually a level below of Kaizen. Seems like he still want to go for it, though.
No, I don't think it's worth it. There's no time to do it right now. Lancey is just so strong, and considering how flexible he's been taking these situations, looking to punish time and time again, I think they might even go for a dive. And yes, they do! Final Slash pushes 2 out of the way, and Spider Miles is able to pull 1. We can see he's trying to get on out of there, flickers away as Lord JM finds his 1 kill, and is trying to make his way out of there. 2-for-1 trade as Lord unfortunately, for Vegs, holding his own left with the split. But overall, Archives are walking away with money in their pockets.
It's unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate that they lost that team fight. Archives Esports, they know what they have. They know what they have in their arsenal as well. And unfortunately, although West Mode got kind of a, I would say, a level power spike. She had the BOD, but unfortunately, because she was in the bottom side of the map, there was not much of an impact from the Beatrix other than dealing damage onto that turret in the bottom side.
I remember Reptar already mentioning, hey, Lord Jamie, he is an absolute beast down by the EXP lane. I feel like even outside of the EXP lane, he is getting heads, right? On a stick, putting him on a pike as the rest of Archives slowly making their maneuver. Notice how they're moving across the map. It feels like they're holding the mid-side hostage before collapsing down on the bottom side of the map as West Mode and Kyrie getting on out of there, calling the rest of the team in just in case this turns out to be a full-on engagement.
Ooh, that was close.
Right?
Super close. 2,000
fluid.
gold lead now for the side of Archives Esports. And this is what I wanted to talk about, right? Beatrix already with the Fury Hammer. She also has that BOD, so technically she has the damage to try and go for these team fights. Whereas the Brody,
I feel like Brody, I mean, the steel leggings make it a little bit tough until we start seeing Malefic Roars come into play. In the meantime, we're going to have to take it slow here because, again, if I was in Team Flash's position, I would want to take it slow, right? I'm just banking on West Mode, getting ahead, and so far he is, but it's not enough to really seal the deal in full 5v5s.
oh my god, Gideon, I just noticed. Team Flash, they have the triple combo wombo. They have the Beatrix snipe, they also have Shocker, and they also have Joe. Whoa! Just as I mentioned him, he actually goes down.
I think
Now you see him, now you don't.
That's the thing. I think even Archive realized, you know what? They got a lot of combo pieces. Let's take one out straight away. It's sad to see that Shocker goes down. He still had his flicker available. Now the snipes coming on in. Renner's Apathy already connects on Lacency as the rest of the team just can't get any position whatsoever. And it's even harder for Kyrie to really try to go for these 50-50s, being a level down, and now 2 levels down, in fact.
There's also lockdown from the side of, oh, what?
Lord Jay, he's going to get locked down for now with the Bloody Hunt. He's already used his ultimate as Jay's trying to make it away. Gets knocked back. Quickly having to bail on out of there. It's like Archives, they are just so strong. And the worst part, Brody isn't even there half the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's not even Brody's impact is not even felt in these team fights, and yet they're still able to win it out, get the advantage, push their gold lead even further. And it feels like Team Flash aren't really in sync. You know, when you use the Novaria, you usually see that the Novaria uses her ultimate first, and then Jay on the Franco would go for the Iron Hook. But this is completely opposite. So the chances of Jay landing that hook becomes even slimmer, and so they're unable to utilize the points of their composition properly here, and you can see that being capitalized by Archive Esports.
Yeah, I don't think Shocker's in a position where he can really throw out his ultimate just yet. They clear out that mid wave, still holding on to it as long as possible. It finally goes down with the help of Sumpa Vex. He's going to set the front line, but notice that the rest of Archives making sure that they are moving as 5 now. Majority of the outer turrets already fallen. Team Flash still playing defensively 10 minutes into the game as another tier 2 from the bottom side collapses.
Man, production's so understanding.
Right?
They saw me like squinting at the screen because I couldn't look at the items, and here are the items. Because I was wondering, why is Lancey doing so much damage? And there you go. Already the combo in terms of those magic items with the Clock of Destiny as well as the Lightning Truncheon, and on top of that she can spam her skills already because of the enchanted talisman that she built, and she's even doing so much damage onto Kyrie.
Production didn't tell us about this. This tells us exactly how much gold they're ahead of their opponents.
Wow.
That is great, because now we can at least tell that there is a 40% of that gold lead comes straight from their mid laner, as well as even Lord GM developing a gold lead of his own.
That's why. That explains everything. And it's great for people who can't calculate like me.
Yes, no, that's actually super helpful. It's
Thank
super
you.
helpful.
We love
Thank you,
you.
production. Thank you so much. Let's look at the damage leaderboard so far, because if we're talking about playmaking capabilities, right, it's going to be this Ardlet, and Lord JM is taking it to a different level right now. He's not only making the plays, he's also securing the kills.
Yeah, not only utility, right? And it's because it's AoE, he's always usually able to get 2, 3, or even 4 members from the side of Team Flash, and so that AoE damage does really just reflect on to the members of Team Flash, and maybe that's why he's #1 on the leaderboard as well.
I mean, there's also follow-up from, Lancey, making sure that at least with the damage, he is able to peel off a good chunk of that HP, and they also have an insurance policy if they're playing 5v5 with Sumpat on this Brody with the torn apart memories, maybe looking to clear people out. But man, Archives is making it tough. Team Flash have not been able to find a pick-off just yet.
Whoa, did he? Did he just use the flicker?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh man, that's a huge resource wasted right before the Lord take. And there you go, the collapse.
Yep, they're trying their best, and notice they've already used the Bloody Hunt as well. So with majority of their abilities down, I don't know how they're going to make it happen. Vex, he tries to go in forward. It's going to be Matilda Airlines. Spider Mouse is going to knock him just a little backwards. Lacency, he also almost down here. West mode tries to take him out. Gets in at the end when Nabir's passion, but Lord JM's going to punish him for his forward thinking. Chase them down, cut him up. 1 for 1 so far, but it's going to be Team Flash who makes the clean escape. Archives, they've got Lord on their hands, and they get to walk away with a kill.
1-for-1 trade, but that's a gold laner traded back, right? So it isn't as great for Team Flash at this current moment in time as well. 6,000 gold lead, a Lord already marching there in the top side, and it looks difficult. It's very difficult for Team Flash to look for anything on the board. I feel like they need to synchronize a bit better in terms of their resource allocation, but they do have the high ground. It could possibly be a good defense in terms of the composition that they have brought.
It could be, because again, at the very least, you have this Lancelot who can buy that extra bit of time. He's surrounded by all 4 members. Perfect iframes coming in from Kyrie, making sure that he gets out. This could be a potential punish. The Iron Hold lands. Jay's gonna lock 1 down. Suppression is there. KZ losing his immortality straight away. Nibiru's passion channeled ahead of time. They find the kill onto KZ, and now Team Flash, they're online. They start walking up. They're looking for opportunities to get more out of the situation, but find nothing. Archives make sure that they get away cleanly, and Jay, he's hunting for more.
Oh no, but he's alone.
He's got follow-up. He's got follow-up. Oh, Lord JM ends up missing his stun, unfortunately. Kyrie unable to do much about it. They're looking to play on the defensive side. Jay still looking for latency on the opposite side of the map. Kyrie is a little far up, but finally, they back away.
Okay, great movements coming from Team Flash, right? They're going a step in the right direction, but they need to be aware of these side lanes, right? They need to be able to clear properly because Archives Esports, being a Filipino team, you know, you just know that they're really good with their macro.
Yeah.
The setup is going to be there, and you just don't want to end this with a backdoor. So
exactly.
you need to be really aware of those side lanes, and Archives Esports still, I would say, with the pressure.
Yeah, again, they've got the most amount of pressure, right? The fact that Team Flash is missing all of their outer turrets gives Archives Esports a lot of space to play. And right now, there's no reason to fight, right? It's 40 seconds before the Lord. Unless Team Flash make a significant mistake here, then I don't see Archives really pressing the tempo just yet.
And right now, if we take a look at the items, right, we're in a position where Team Flash can come back, right? Beatrix already with the WON or the WON. So even if, let's say, Brody wants to go in for an all-in with a WON, Beatrix has a little bit more of an advantage, especially because she has her items down already, right? Hunter Strike as well. A little bit more penetration as well from the Malefic Roar. Should be good to go in that team fight, especially look at Novaria as well.
Yeah. Novaria is actually catching up quite significantly. The last time we saw it, it was about like 1.4.
Yeah.
And now 700 gold is back in our pocket. A full 5 breaks out into the mid side.
There
Bloody
you
Hunt
go.
already finds one onto Lancey. They're trying to back away. Jay ends up dying regardless, but they've already got the Torn Apart memories out of them. They could look for a re-engage, and now Astral Echoes doesn't give enough information. Renner's Apathy looking for a shot at the Subak, and it lands perfectly. Shocker still too far to connect Astral Spheres. The knockup is going to hit 2. Vex, he's going to be able to frontline this for a very long time. Not using his split just yet. He's so low, has to use it right at the very end. Matilda Airlines pulls him all forward, and now it's going to be Carry. Somebody needs to get rid of Kaizen, but Kaizen walks up forward. Psycho Frederick back into play, and Nock is able to lock down 2 West mode. Now can't get out in time. Is able to use the wand just in time, but it's going to be Lord Jayhem who chases him down.
Oh no.
Who secures the kill. Vex, there's nothing much he can do here. He even has the immortality, but I think Archives made the pivot correct. And now with a mid wave as well, they could be looking for an inhibitor.
Yeah, they're not going for the Lord. They're going straight in for the push here. Kaizen going in deep, but oh my god, suppress happens.
Yep, it's suppressed, but Vex doesn't have the damage to keep this up. They don't have the damage to get this pick off through. Fredrin is able to tank it all, getting the mega kill already, and that's going to be game number 1, done and dusted. Archives Esports showing us how it's done.
Wow, Archives Esports lead the series 1-0 in this best of 3 with a very clean game. They